Hey YouTube, hey guys, it's Yolanda, and look, we've got the books and we have got the buzz. And so, listen, it's a new year, there's new books, and first and foremost, let me thank everybody for hanging out with us since April. I think we started this Ain't That Book Club because we wanted to make sure that we stay connected. As you know, did a little bit of summer hiatus starting in the spring, and it was absolutely amazing. So, what we did was basically we started reading. We started reading, and we decided, well, what kind of books do we want to read? Because this ain't that book club. Everybody knows we call it This Ain't That Book Club for a reason. We don't necessarily read the books from cover to cover because they come out so fast. But what we decided to do was in our workspace, in our positivity space, in whatever space that you claim as your own, with your favorite blanket. Like there's my favorite chocolate night. I call it my 90 by 90. Okay, everybody loves a good throw. That one is absolutely chocolate and it's 90 by 90. My favorite quilt, which means I'm doing this video from bed. And books, blanket, and bed. I mean, perfect combination, right? So last April, we started reading memoirs and different kinds of books. And, as a blogger, I've always had a relationship with doing great interviews, receiving all kind of bestsellers, advanced copies, and so forth. And when we were coming into the 16th year and blogging at DryerBuzz.com, I was like, I really want to come full circle. Let's go back to books. And then, of course, as most of you know, I was in the caregiver space, and I needed something to occupy my mind and my time to keep my sanity, right? And so we started exploring. I mean, last year, 2017, there were some amazing titles that were out there. Literally everybody was writing a book. Everybody was telling their story. Everybody had a writer, a ghost writer, or they literally sat down and set pen to paper and just told their story. So we had awesome adventures to go on. We had awesome selections to choose from. Then, as we entered the summer, started getting back into our fall routine, everybody was like, well, you got to keep it going. But I was like, well, how do we keep it going? We don't have as much time as we had over the summer because now, you've got the routine of getting back to school, getting the kids back to school, getting back to work. Then the holidays started coming in, so we decided, well, how can we do this Ain't That Book Club now? So what we decided was maybe on Wednesdays, Wednesdays we would go into the bookstores and literally explore the book on the shelf and decide if the book should come home with us. And literally, when I say us, I mean everybody that would watch live, right? We did it on Facebook, and then we would load it to YouTube. So this, I think, going forward, we want to do it live on YouTube. All right. So with that said, we decided to keep it going. We said, okay, on Wednesdays, we may not have a week or two to really explore the book together. But what we would simply do is at least on Wednesdays go live selecting the book, and then maybe through the post to keep the conversation going. So we always say, for every occasion, buy a book. For every occasion, give a kid a basket of books. So for Christmas, what did I have on my Secret Santa list? I had books. And two books I got for Christmas. One, of course, was Jennifer Lewis, which I really was about to buy for myself. So thank goodness that was in my my Christmas stocking. You tell I had a big Christmas stocking, right? And then, of course, The Seasoned Life, which we have here by Aisha Curry. Now, on my Christmas list was everything Aisha Curry. I started watching her shows. I wanted all her cookware, and I got this amazing cookbook. Now, I'm still thinking about the cookware because I was like, wait a minute, you got to be a serious cook with this cookware because the handles aren't protected, right? So I'm easing my way into the Aisha Curry cookware. As I become a little bit better in the kitchen. And, I'm also exploring food as well with this buzz, right? So those are two that I got. One of the things I said with my hashtag Feed a Blogger videos, we're going to explore some of Aisha Curry's recipes, particularly her soups. And one of the reasons I'm back in the kitchen is because downsize, I've gone from, a household of 6 to a household of 3, downsizing even more, just trying to cook less, cook healthy, cook natural, cook real food at home. So I was glad to add that to all of my cookbooks in the kitchen. And so you're going to see some videos. If you follow, I know you follow, go ahead and hit that subscribe. Stop what you're doing right now and hit that subscribe so that you can watch me as we explore Aisha Curry's cooking. And then, of course, it's already 2 weeks into the year. And so last Wednesday, we went out back into the store and we looked on the shelf to see what was on the shelf, what was new, and what was out. Kim Fields was out doing a press junket talking about her book, Blessed Life. Explored it on the shelf. You know, we explore the excerpt, right? Things like, do we like their reading style? Does the book read like a blog? Because, you know, our attention span, we like books that read like blogs. Okay, so we always look at the table of content, a little lengthy in the table of contents, but we liked her writing style. Her and Mr. Todd Go. We like the writing style. We like the way in which they were telling the story. And what we like about Kim Fields is that she's kept some things to herself, not to herself, but private, you know, and she opens up with it. And I love the way stories are now told. I love that, you know, some of these celebrities, I mean, you can follow them on social media and get it all, right? But Kim leaves a lot to be discovered, I guess I would say, and I'm excited that we're now discovering that in her book. We've been trying to find more time to do live videos and live reads. Not giving you too much because we still want you to go out and get the book. So don't think you're gonna get it all in the video. No, I'm not about to read anybody's book entirely on these videos. But what we do love is taking the book from our basket or off the shelf in the store and just open it up randomly to the page, to any page, and reading. And if that sparks our interest, if we want to know more, if it gives us a buzz, then we bring the book home. And as you can see, I brought the book home. This particular week, as everybody started working on their vision boards or trying to figure out how to bring their vision boards, because you probably did your vision board in December as you were getting ready to come into the new year. But now you're looking at your vision board. Okay, now how do I implement all this? Yes, I want this, I want that, I want this life, that life, these things, those things. I want this type of success, and then you start thinking about your faith and all this. And so then you're trying to figure out, okay, how do I implement this vision board? So we went back to the bookstore on Wednesday, and we were looking for a great how-to, because it's good to read the novels and the street lit and all of that, but at the same time, listen, we're trying to improve the quality of our life. Listen, there's no need of having access to information if it's not going to have an impact, and that's what we like to do. This ain't that book club. This is a book club where we really want to learn from what we're reading. We really want to support others. We really want to hear amazing stories, because imagine if your total recall, your absolute total recall, was of people who have survived, people who have overcome, people who have just come through their struggles, people who have faced things just like you have, and they did it, and finding out how they did it. The thing that I always tell people who have done it, live to tell about it, they write about it, okay? People who have done it and live to tell about it, they write about it. They tell us how they did it. So, in looking for it, going up and down the shelves, if you saw the live in store, you saw we literally went up and down the shelves. Just before I got ready to cut the video off, I came back and I was looking at, of course, DeVon Franklin has a number of books on the shelves along with his wife, Megan Good. And I'm looking, I'm like, the relationship. And this is going to happen on live. So, and let me think, what? So, one of the things, like say for instance, I'm doing this video on a Sunday afternoon. That was a conflict for me to produce content, to actually work or to work on the goals and things like that on Sunday, And so what I love about this book, it takes you through working through all of that. Like, why not go live on a Sunday afternoon, especially if I'm doing something that feeds my spirit, right? And it's not so much about success. I'm learning. We're going to learn. You're going to learn with me. If you have picked up DeVon Franklin's The Hollywood Commandments, A Spiritual Guide to Success, and we've only explored a couple pages in it. And what we do, of course, we open the book, we read a little bit of the book jacket, and then we opened in the store to a couple of random pages. We love the writing style. It does read like a blog. I'm going to just move the buzz over a little bit here, and I'll show you his table of contents. And I love the table of contents because he had 10 commandments, 10 Hollywood commandments, 10 lessons. And now this ain't that book club. We like books that give us lessons, right? And as I was reading in the table of contents, I was like, this is going to speak to me. It's going to speak to what I believe is my destiny. It's going to speak to the prayer that I have. It's going to speak to my talent. It's going to speak to carrying the crown and just knowing. And so looking at it, says your prayers alone aren't enough. You are the talent. You have to carry a crown before you can wear one. You have to know the rules to play the game. Your gut is hiding God. You get what you negotiate. You must master the walk of fame. Your difference is your destiny. Your amnesia is an asset. Your world is smaller than you think. And then he gives us a epilogue of peace. And what I loved about reading his book, what really spoke to me, the first words, I define success as peace. I was like, speak, speak, speak to me. Because I define success as peace. And when people ask me about what it is I wanted to achieve after all of these years of blogging, or even when I first started, what was my goal? Because it didn't necessarily align with everybody else's. And I think that's where we go wrong, because we keep trying to follow these recipes that really ain't what we're trying to make. And what I loved about that is that's what I want at the beginning of the day, throughout the day, at the end of the day, is peace, peace of mind. Peace over survival, peace over bills, peace over loved ones, peace over health, peace over care, peace over serving, just peace, right? That has been my daily struggle. And each year I would come up with, in my trying to achieve peace as my success, I would come up, like last year, I was like, I have to be present in everything. I've got to be present. I can't put anything off to the side. I can't put it, hold it. I've got to do it now. I've got to be in it now. The year before that, it was about procrastination. I've got to get my follow through game up, right? And so all of those things came into mind. So I'm glad that I took a second look at what DeVon Franklin was offering in the Hollywood Commandments. So we're going to be reading that as well. And then, of course, now I got my two spiritual people, but then we also, for Christmas, got the mother of Black Hollywood. We got Miss Jennifer Lewis. Now, I can't read an excerpt of her book with Kim or with DeVon, right? Or maybe I can. I don't know. It's just that, she writes just as real as she is, and some great anecdotes in her book as well. So I'm exploring. How am I exploring all three of this? Because, like I said, we like books that read like blogs. We like books that we don't have to read from cover to cover. This ain't that book club. This ain't that book club. We ain't reading it like from cover to cover. We ain't having all those meetups. We ain't sitting around. What do you think? What do you think? Although we are sharing our opinion, at the end of the videos and the comments, we do share, we do talk about it, and we watch to see how it really and truly resonates with us. What happens in our lives? What happens when we begin to share our stories and so forth? And just as a shameless plug, you guys already know I'm an author myself. 27 Answers to Create Buzz. I came into blogging because that's what we needed. We needed buzz in our spaces. And so you can find my book on Amazon, as well as you can go into the bookstores. They can order it for you if they don't have it. And it's called 27 Answers to Create Buzz. And I wrote my book because people would always come up to me asking me how to create buzz. How did I become buzzworthy? How did I become a household name? How was I so early on in the game? How was I an early adopter? How is it that I have a YouTube channel that's already 10 years old, when these things are popping today? How is it? And I'm getting ready to write, as a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to write 27 Answers to Begin Again. Because even though I was early on in the game, and a lot of those that were early adopters and early on in the game are finding that we got to go back to the beginning and do some of the things we did before. You mean begin again? How do we begin again? Or sometimes you have to stop what you're doing, walk away from it, and come back to it. How do you begin again? Like, say, for instance, This Ain't That Book Club. I just did an amazing This Ain't That Book Club, a whole year almost of This Ain't That Book Club on another platform. And my daughter was like, well, Ma, you need to do it on YouTube. Go get your YouTube channel back. You mean begin again? Every time we hear that, I don't want you to be afraid of when you have to begin again. And you don't have to look at it as starting over. You don't have to look at it as a comeback. Like I said, don't call it a comeback. But sometimes you have to begin again. And so with 27 Answers to Create Buzz, that's out there. After I did 27 Answers to Create Buzz, I did a series of 9 additional ebooks or added addendum chapters, which are also out there. Everything's on Amazon.com. You can go to 27answers.com where you'll find links to everything. But now the next chapter, got to write that next chapter, and that is 27 Answers to Begin Again. I'll put that slightly to the side there. So just a little bit of introduction. I am going to come back and do a live and take you inside each of these books and give you an excerpt. I don't think I should do them all here together because I don't want you to have to fast forward. And I really don't want this video to be too long. We're already at 15 minutes. So I'm a little over 15 minutes. So I'm going to stop here. I will tell you we do have a Facebook page. It's called This Ain't That Book Club. And you'll begin to see us out. You'll begin to hear I am doing, going back to doing some radio. Yeah, begin again doing radio. I will be doing some radio. I will be doing more live YouTube videos. Of course, I do ask that you follow us anywhere on social media. You know, you can filter the entire internet with DryerBuzz. Just do your search on DryerBuzz and you'll get all the information. If you miss any of the books that we explore, such as Trevor Noah, Kevin Hart, Charlemagne the God, Taraji, we did, let me tell you, Mate's book, one of my two favorite books from last year is Trevor Noah, who told us all about being born a crime in the shithole. As your president, Trump has designated the countries in Africa shitholes. Trevor Noah's book is absolutely amazing. And if you read Trevor Noah's book before you heard the comments of President Trump, then you would have a love and respect for those who survived apartheid. He was born a crime, literally, and he takes us through that wondrous journey and how he got to the point of mastering media to being one of the few African American faces in late night talk. Having a monologue on late night talk, being able to set and direct the narrative, that's amazing. That's what it's about. So that's why I love what I call the trilogy, the Black Boy Joy trilogy. Trevor Noah, Kevin Hart, and Charlemagne the God, because Kevin Hart mastered comedy, the stage, and theater, the big screen, as well as, I don't know if he was on television. And then, of course, Charlemagne mastering radio. 3 black men who wrote 3 amazing books, who master media, who are commanding the images. And, of course, following up with that with DeVon Franklin, who actually came out of entertainment himself. He was top movie producer at Sony, then went on to Columbia, Sony, and then went on to his own. See, we really don't know his story. People always say, well, that's the husband of Megan Good, but hey, he's got his own story. And that's the thing about writing your book and putting your story out there, is because you get to set the narrative. You know, we love Jennifer Lewis, but I mean, to go back and look at how long she has mastered Hollywood, the image of black women in Hollywood and on that screen. And same thing with Kim Fields. That's what it's about. That's what it's about, you guys. So, and don't think you're going to get it all on social media. Don't think you're going to get it all in the blogs. You're certainly not going to get it all in reality TV. You got to get the book. Even like Hidden Figures, we did the Hidden Figures book. Let me tell you, if you were one of the people that was shocked that black women, as well as others, have made such strides in science, technology, engineering, and math, if that movie shocked you, get the book, because you need to know why it is those women found the time, the resources to become so brilliant and to be able to make those kinds of strides. And the book tells you more about the wonderful men, their husbands, which you don't necessarily see much of in the movie, their families, their fathers, the communities that they came out of. If you want to learn more about that, get the book Hidden Figures. Mate, I was going to talk about Mate's amazing book on the life and times she had with Prince. I thought she told his story with amazing respectability, and I should have brought all those books into a video. Maybe I'll do a video of all the books that we read. But those two, Mate and Trevor Noah, was 2 of my favorites from 2017. Kevin Hart, you know, understanding what's going on with Kevin Hart right now. Hell, he wrote about it. You don't know that personality and who he is. I mean, you read the book, you won't be shocked by anything. I'll just say that. Same thing with Charlemagne the God. Read the book, you won't be shocked by anything, because they tell their stories. We also Tyler Perry. We did Tyler Perry's book. We didn't bring Tyler Perry's book home yet. We explored it on the shelf. It went up when we started This Ain't That Book Club. We would put the book side by side and we would choose. And I think at the time we chose something else. But Tyler Perry was on my list, and I think I just didn't get it in my stocking. So maybe we'll go back and explore Tyler Perry. Did I bring home Tyler Perry's book? Wait a minute. I could have sworn I brought home Tyler Perry's book. I think Tyler Perry's book has already walked off my bookshelf. I know I brought home Tyler Perry's book. Now that I think about it, I think Tyler Perry's book has already walked off the bookshelf. And I don't fret. Like I said, we put the books in the basket, and then of course anybody's free to read them and so forth. Let's see what else I was going to tell you. I think that's pretty much it. I don't want to stay on too long. I think 20 minutes. We're right at 20 minutes. Maybe we'll go 27. I don't know. All right. So, but anyway, the book club is called This Ain't That Book Club. Another reason we decided we would call it This Ain't That Book Club, because sometimes there's not a bestseller to come out. Sometimes there's not a book that we could choose. We started exploring other things. Do you know the number one thing people are reading today is a t-shirt? So we even did a This Ain't That Book Club on a t-shirt line. Godgeous, Godeous, put out by a friend of ours, socialite in the city. We talked about her t-shirt line, and I actually wore the t-shirt in the video. We also explored DVDs. Do you know that the DVD section in the store is still twice as big as the book section? So people are still buying DVDs, specifically people who have cut the cord. They don't subscribe to cable. They don't subscribe to any of the apps. They literally wait for television series to come out on DVD. They explore the box set. They like the DVD, which now comes in 4 different options with your Blu-ray. They like watching the movies with the director's commentary, with a little bit of actor commentary. I know I love that myself. I'm getting ready to upgrade to a Blu-ray player and so forth, because you don't get it all on your phone. You don't get it all in the app. You don't get it all on the blog. This ain't that book club. So we explore all that, and soundtracks. You know, remember, most of Whitney Houston music was from soundtracks. So we also explore soundtracks. You know, we may come on and just listen to some music. Can't do that on Facebook because you get thrown in Facebook jail. But maybe on the YouTube channel we'll explore music. We'll explore music when it come out, soundtrack wise, and things that go along. Once a book becomes a movie and it becomes a soundtrack, and so forth and so on. And then of course, This Ain't That Book Club, we also explore our own writing. We explore blogs, we explore apps. This ain't that book club, y'all. I'm telling you to come on this journey with us as we explore. Now, again, consistently, we're going to be bringing you a live video on Wednesdays as we select the book. If it's a book that we really get into, I'll be coming back to you as excited as I am today and telling you more and more. I'm going to end this video. I'm going to come back and give you a little bit, probably on each of the book. I want to read some Jennifer. And I definitely want to see, I love my bookshelf because I love book buzz. I'm just saying. So we'll be coming back. So please make sure that you subscribe. Look for us always definitely on Wednesdays between somewhere around 9 and 10 Eastern time. I usually head into the bookstores. If you know of a great bookstore that has Wi-Fi, or not even Wi-Fi is not even necessary, because a lot of times the live stream is better off the Wi-Fi. But if you know of a great bookstore that has great selections, if you know of a great writer, and so forth, hey, if you've got a book and it's in the bookstore, you want to get in the bookstore, you want to meet me in the bookstore, follow, subscribe and follow, and then check out and see. So next Wednesday, we'll be looking for a new read. In between that, you'll see me go live periodically when I've read something really exciting in these books, and I want to share that with you guys too. I'm going to come on. I'm definitely going to get out of here before 27 minutes is up. But again, follow, use the hashtag DryerBuzz, and hopefully, you know what, why not watch this while you're in the salons and the barbershop? That's what DryerBuzz started, you know, because we know that the salons and the barbershop is the one place that we can really find the time to read. But then maybe, just maybe, you want to keep that momentum going throughout the week and so forth and so on. You can always come back and have great content. We bring it to you in 27 minutes, because it only takes 27 minutes to create buzz. And you can definitely get a copy of all of my books at 27esses.com. And then don't forget, I will be writing behind the scenes. I'm going to be writing 27 S's to begin again. Sometimes you have to begin again. This video was me beginning again with This Ain't That Book Club. Guys, thank you all so much. I'm going to look for you in the comments. I'm going to look for you to chit chat. Let me see if I need to do anything else here before we jump off. Again, the book for this week is DeVon Franklin, The Hollywood Commandments, A Spiritual Guide to Success. And I'll give you just a little bit of the jacket here since I didn't do any of the reading. It says, are you tired of living paralyzed by fear? Are you anxious to break free of the beware mentality that has kept generations of well-meaning people living beneath the fullness of their calling? You're unfulfilled because you've been convinced that you would lose your faith if you pursued the secular ambitions God has put in your heart. However, until you pursue those ambitions, you will miss out on the fullness of God and the success you were created to have. For too long, there's been a line drawn between the spiritual and the secular, and we have become conditioned to believe that if we cross this line in either direction, we will have gone too far. It's time to break down the barriers so you are free to go further than any believer has gone before. The Hollywood Commandments combines spiritual teachings with secular strategies to help you achieve unprecedented success and live the life you were destined to live. I was living the life to tell the story, and that's what I want to be here. Kim Fields give you a little bit of her book jacket. It says nearly 4 decades ago, Kim Fields roller skated her way into the hearts across America as Tootie on the facts of. She literally grew up on screen, went off to college, and returned to television as Regine on the 90s classic Living Single before rounding her resume and her life as a top director, recording artist, slam poet, wife, and mother. Now in her 40th year in show business, Kim has hit the pause button to craft a warm, lively, intimate, and faith-forward look at her life of and behind the camera. In Blessed Life, she takes readers on a journey from her Harlem roots to her life in Hollywood and beyond. So we're going to be exploring that as we go through some more book buzz. This Ain't That Book Club, 27 Essence to Create Buzz by moi, Jennifer Lewis, Aisha Curry as well. And then don't forget, next Wednesday, we will also be adding to our book basket. These are in the book basket, which means I had to, once I put these 4 in, I had to take 4 out. That's always a hard decision. So another one, new book coming next week. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you watch us live. Make sure you like it, and make sure you do please share. And listen, if you know of a great author and a great book, let us know that as well. All right, everybody. Don't forget, filter the entire internet with hashtag DryerBuzz and follow the buzz. Bye.